Hi guys. Good morning, all of you. Hope all of you can hear me. Anyone, guys, can you please confirm? Is I'm audible, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
Abdul.
Okay. Right. So, guys, I think many of you have attended the last session. So, guys, if anyone has joined for the today's class, today's if your first class, don't worry. So, just only one introduction class, just a small introduction. That too, it's an only introductory part. I didn't started with any implementation also, just an idea like in data science, what kind of applications, what we do then. So in our data science, like your other programming languages, we don't try to create any programs or we don't write any kind of and we don't develop any kind of an applications here now. So what we are going to do is we are going to make the machines to learn something from the data. So I'll show you one a small kind of an application for today. So how we make the machines to learn, what the machines will learn, and with the help of the learning, like what exactly we can do in the real application. So many of the decisions, that means what the machines will do is will just whatever the past data was there. So like what has been happened in the past, so if you feed that particular data to the machines, so machines are going to study from that particular data and based on that particular insights, like what the machine has learned. So once again, just quickly. So what we are going to do, guys, data is going to be, so whatever the past data was there. So the data we are going to give it to the machines, guys. So the machines are going to study something from the data. So data means don't think that always it is going to be something like data means we all of you have an idea. Data means some set of values. So it machines are very intelligent, guys. So nowadays the machines has been become very intelligent. So data means don't think that machines are capable to learn only from the data. Even data can be in a format of values, or the data can be in the format of images, the data can be in the format of audio, video, anything it can be there, guys. So even we can make the machine to learn, to identify, to differentiate between a male and a female image. So we'll see that applications later, guys. So we can feed some images to the machines. So there are some set of images will be there. For example, let us say some kind of an images. So just imagine that these are some set of images, guys. So these images, like something like an human faces. So what are these images, guys? These are going to be some kind of an human faces are there. So these human faces, if we give it to the machines by marking, that means we have to mark them. That's this image is male, this image is a female, this image is a male. We have to tell them. Simply, if you give the images and ask the machine to learn, the machines can't learn from the data. We have to specify that. So these are the males, these are the females. So we have to mark them. And once if you feed this data to the machines, machines are going to learn something from the data, guys. So they will identify, they will differentiate between a male and a female. So they will learn something. What they will learn, we don't know. Okay. So what they will learn means there is a different discussion. There is a different discussions and we'll learn it later. So what they will learn. So normally how the humans will learn, guys. So the normally humans can differentiate between a male and a female. So females will have a long hair, males will have a short hair. Or let us say that females are going to wear some kind of an earrings they will wear, whereas the males does not wear. Something like this, isn't it? So that is humans' nature. That the humans, how the humans are going to learn, how the humans are going to understand the data. But coming to the machines, machines cannot learn like that, right? Machines will learn in a different mechanism. So really, everyone is having a lot of doubts. Even whenever I started learning the data science, so initially, I also used to think about that, like how the machines learn initially. But after doing the practically, so we used to understand some mathematical concept. It's a completely with the mathematical concept only, guys. Okay. So today I'll show you some little bit practical, but not a higher level, but with a small, which is going to be basic. We are going to identify that. We'll learn a little bit a small application. Okay. Once if you give it to the machine is going to give you some kind of an insights. It is going to give you, guys, some insights. So what is that insights? Later we'll see them. So once the machine has learned something from these images, once if you give a new image now, Now I have given a new image now. The machine will automatically identify whether the person in the image is a male or a which is a female. So the machine will identify, guys. The machines will identify whether the person in the new image, whether it is a male or whether it is a female, the machines can identify that. So that type of learnings can be gets done. Don't think that only just with the help of the values. Like last class, whenever we have done with this particular data can be easily, that means if the data is a small or when a data is a simple, even humans also interpret the data, guys. The normal humans also can interpret the data, and humans also get insights from the data. But whenever the data is going to be something complex, as I said, that data is very large, and whenever the data is a higher dimensions data, then humans can't do it, guys. So whenever the data was given to the machines with the help of something called as an algorithms we are going to use, guys. There are some machine learning algorithms, there are some deep learning algorithms. Actually, this gender identification, that means what we call it as a gender identification, guys. So the gender identification is an example, is a classic example of which is going to be neural networks. So we solve this problem with the help of a neural network. So when should I use a neural networks? When should I use machine learning? Neural networks is a part of deep learning, guys. So what is deep learning? What is machine learning? All these things we discuss in the later classes. So data was given to the machine. Machine again gets some kind of an insights. Based on some insights, we can take some kind of an business decisions or something like this, what we can take it, guys. So that is what we practically, that is just not practically, just theoretically, we discussed one small example also in the last session, what we have been got discussed about that. And after that, I just clarified all your questions. Many of the questions has been answered, but maybe still some people are having a doubts. Slowly, one by one. Will get clarified in these particular demo sessions. As I said, that 3 to 4 demos are there. So in these 3 to 4 demos, we are going to just given a complete idea about like what we learn, how our training program is there, what is your course curriculum. I'll just explain about the course curriculum, the way we learn. So all these things, what is going to be the roadmap to in our coming the journey of your learning. All these things, I'm going to give you a complete picture about that, guys. Okay. So let us take the same example yesterday. So whatever the example we have done in yesterday's example, guys, like yesterday done with the same example, right? One example, I'm talking about banking. The loans example, what I will do that. So customers are coming, they're applying a loans. So how do you decide whether to give the loan or whether approve the loan or whether to deny the loan or whether the loan has to be rejected? So how to do that? So for that, I'm not taking any real data set, guys. Real data set is very complex to understand. Real data sets are very complex to understand for you. That's why I'm not taking any large data sets. I'm not taking, guys. I'm just taking a small data sets only. I'm going to take it. Okay. So just a practical, that means even if you do not have any idea about, that means you guys don't have any idea about this implementation, but try to just understand what we are doing this. That means don't try to understand the program whatever we are doing, okay, or whatever the applications we are implementing. Don't concentrate on that. Okay, just a small idea. I'm just preparing my own data set here, guys. Just observe carefully, nothing is there. First we have to prepare our data, so in real time. So for example, just imagine that I've taken some Excel sheet. I have taken, guys, just a small example. I've taken some Excel sheet. So let us say that the customers, like yesterday, I've just taken the same data. I'll take the same data as it is, guys. So age, salary, and let us say the number of children. Whether the status of the loan, whether the person has repaid the loan or whether the person has delayed the loan. So whether the person is paying the EMS promptly, so delayed, he repaid the loan, whether he has delayed the loan. So these are all your past customers data. Okay. See this data, guys. So what is the age? I'm not taking any too much data also, guys. I'm just taking a very small data sets only I'm taking. What is this age? What is this salary? And how many children? Actually, there are a lot of things will be there, guys. Actually, the data is going to be age, his salary, what is going to be his loan amount. Okay. What is the purpose of loan? What for what purpose he is taking the loan? What is the loan duration he want? Whether he was married or not, something like this. What is going to be the existing credits are there? So much data will be there. So if we take too much data, we'll get confused with that. That's the reason I'm not taking all that particular data, guys. So age, salary, and how many children. So number of children they have. For example, I'm not taking too much data here now. So let me delete all these particular columns there. Right. Let me delete these columns. So I'm not taking too much data, just hardly somewhere. And finally, what is the status of the loan? For example, what is the status of the loan? Whether he repaid or whether he didn't repay. Just hardly I'm taking some 10 records I'm taking as different ages, 34, okay, 42, 23, something like 35, something, just a random data I'm taking, guys. For example, something like 27, 49, something like 52, 33, 30, 25. Okay, some 10 records I've taken, guys. I'm not taking that much data. In real time, we don't prepare the data, right? So already the data will be there in your whatever the bank. So if you're working for a bank, already the bank will have their own data. So the data we have to track it down. We have to capture the data there. So what is the salary, guys? So I'm not writing in thousands. Directly, I'm writing in Ks only. So let us say his salary is going to be 50K. His salary is going to be 25K. For example, this I'm not talking about any real data set here now. Let's say something like an 75K. For example, it is going to be something like an 80K and something like this, guys. Let us say that some 45K, somewhere around 100K, something like, for example, 120K, something like this. Let us say something like a 90K. So I'm just taking some data here, guys, something like 40K and something like for example, some around some 30K, guys, so 32K, something I have taken the data there. For example, number of children is 2. For example, 1. For example, 0. Some random, just 0. 1. I'm taking 0. Something like 1 or 2. Let us say 1. For example, it is going to be 1. It's going to be 0. And let us say it is 0. So number of children. So how many children they have? 0. No child. 1 child. And 2. It is going to be 2 children are there. So what is the status of loan? I'm not giving any data, guys, correct data. I'm just giving randomly only. So just whether it's not a correct data also. So whether the machine will learn correctly or also, I don't know. So I have to do some analysis on the data, then we can understand it. Okay. So let us say that status is going to be, I'll say he repaid the loan. So let us say he will repay the loan. He also repaid the loan, but he has delayed the loan. Okay, so he has delayed, for example, I said which is going to be repaid, and let us say that he repaid the loan, and he repaid the loan, and let us say he delayed the loan, he delayed the loan, he repaid the loan, he repaid the loan, he repaid the loan. So majority I have to take repaid only, guys, because as I said that many of the customers who has taken the loan, they will repay the loans. As I said, the 90% of the customers they will repay the loans, guys. Only 10% to 15% may be there, or 5 to 10% will be there. You can even 3 delays I've taken. That means out of the 10 records, 30% I have taken delayed, guys, right? Out of the 10 records, 3 records I've taken as a delayed, or the remaining 7 records. So 70% they have been repaid and 30% they have been delayed the loans. Okay. So this is our past customers data, guys. Okay. This is your past customers data. Like, okay, leave it for the timing. Don't worry. Now, what is my requirement here is based on this data. So here, if you give me some time, I can manually I can do it, guys. I can verify the data. So who are delaying, who are not delaying the loans, or who are repaying the loans. I can understand the data. I can easily, if you give me a 15-20 minutes of time, we can do it, guys. But if there are hundreds of records are there, and even the number of features are also more, like as I said, that what is a loan amount, what is the duration of the loan, what is the existing credits, okay, what is the purpose of loan, what type of house he was staying with, that like this we are having so many other features will be there. So in that case, it will become too complex for us, guys. Okay. So that is what the problem is. So now you see the trick here, guys. Now, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this data first of all. So what I'm going to do is first I have to open my Jupyter notebooks. Don't worry, what is the Jupyter notebook and all these things, I'll tell you later, guys. So let me open the Jupyter notebook. What is the Jupyter notebook? It's an IDE, guys, where we can use for many of the languages. It's not only for Python. We can use for many of the languages. We can use it. So what are those? We are going to do it, guys. Let me open, don't worry. So I'll tell you what exactly this particular process is going to be there. Okay, fine. Just give me a second. All right. So what I'm going to do is, don't worry about this. I will explain that application later. So I have opened one new Jupyter notebook, completely new Jupyter notebook, just very easy, guys. It's very easy and simple to write. So this is going to be what is our data here now. So don't worry, even for many of you people, that means why I'm showing you this example for reason here is one small point, guys. Many of the people are having, even yesterday also, some of you people has raised some questions like, sir, I am from non-IT. Okay, I'm from completely from a non-IT background. So is it possible? So for me, is it comfortable to learn? Or is it possible for me to move into this particular data science role? So just to clarify that question, I want to just show it practically. See, I can say normally I said that learning Python is very easy. Okay, so that I can just explain that. But if I show practically, then guys, you can also get some clear understanding about that, like how extend is really is what Vamsi has said. Okay, yes, it is fine. So we can learn Python. See this, guys. Python is all about libraries. Python is all about libraries, guys. So see this, I have to import. So don't worry. I'll explain all these applications later, guys. So Python is all about libraries, guys. Okay. So whenever you want to read some data, whenever you want to do some analysis or do you want to do some manipulations with the data, so there is a library called as pandas. Pandas is a library. So I just imported that Python library called as pandas. Okay. Later, I'll give you a complete idea about all these things, guys. Just for a small timing, if you are really interested to do that, so go to this pandas website, guys. So this is the pandas official website. So see there, it is going to be pandas.pydata. Which is going to be org. I'll explain it later because some of you will get it out. Sir, you are saying that pandas is a Python package, but you are not getting from python.org. It is showing something different like pandas.pydata.org. Sir, you are saying that it is Python, but it is going to be. See there, pandas is a fast, powerful, flexible, and easy to use open source data analysis and manipulation language built on top of Python programming language, guys. It is developed on top of the Python programming language. That is what we have to understand it. It is not developed by the Python community. Okay, it is not developed by Python community. It was developed on top of the Python, guys. That is what we can say that. So later I'll explain more details about that. Don't worry. See how simple it is going to be there. Okay, so just an idea. So using pandas, we can read the data, guys. So from where you want to read the data? Okay, I want to read the data from this Excel sheet, right? So I can save this file, I can do that, but I'm not going to do all these things, guys. See the trick here now. I just want to make the things easy. That's the reason. So what I did is I copied the text, guys. I'm not saving it anywhere. I'm not saving it like an Excel sheet or I'm not saving within CSV. I'm not doing anything, guys. Just I'm copying the text. I think you guys having some little bit idea about that. Whenever you copy any text, Control C. I said Control C, guys, right? I just said Control C. So whenever you said Control C, whatever you have been copied, whatever you have copied there, that copied text will be there in a something called as a clipboard. Okay, once again, I'll discuss all these things later. Don't worry about that. So if you want to see the clipboard, guys, what you have to do is hold your Windows key and you have to hold your V, guys. Control V, do you know it now, guys? Copy paste. Copy is Control C, paste is Control V. This is Windows and V, guys. If you click on the Windows and V, you can see something called as an clipboard. So whatever you copied that, whatever I have copied there, you can see all the data here, guys. You can see there. Can you see there? Okay, I'll clear it off. Okay, once again, I come here. I'll again do the same thing. I just copy Control C. Now what is there in the clipboard? If you see again in the clipboard, again the data has came. See there? Age, salary, children, status, whatever I have just copied there, all that particular data was available here now. Okay. Now, don't worry about this. What I am doing this, don't worry about all the practical, guys. See how simple the programming is there. I just want to show you the example. PD dot, I just want to say read underscore clipboard. That's it. I'm saying that I want to read some data from the clipboard. That's it. This is your data frame. Let us say that this is going to be nothing but your data frame, guys. So this what generally we call them as an data frames, I say, which is going to be DF. Over. See, guys, do you find any difficulty in writing? Maybe some of you having an idea about Java or something like that. Even in Java or something, we know that. So maybe sometimes we have to read the data from some files, etc. But we have to write some little bit code, 3 lines of code, 4 lines of code, something we have to write it, some file stream, something they will use this. I was not aware about that. I was completely from the data expert. My 22 years of experience is on data itself. So I'm talking about some people who may be having some idea about Java or something like some other programming languages. Sometimes they will read the data, but you know the difference. See how I have written this. I just installed the library. I just imported the library called as pandas. And just with the help of read underscore clipboard function, which is a part of your pandas. I didn't written even a single line of code, functional code. I read the data directly. I read the data and I got this data here, guys. That's it. Over. Actually, in real time, we have to do some data analysis and all these things. We have to do it. I'm not doing that because right now you don't know what are all those things. Just what I want to do is I want to feed this data to the machines. Okay, don't worry. I just want to show you some examples, some practically. That's the reason. So what I have to do is, so what is my main, what is my main, what is going to be my problem statement here now? I have to study the status, right? I want to make the machine. Please identify. That means you please understand how the customers, that means please try to understand when the customers are repaying, what type of characteristics, or that means which type of customers are repaying, which customers are delaying the loan. Don't worry, later we'll discuss about that. Generally, this variable which we are trying to study, we call it as y, and on what basis this y has to be decided, that is represented by x. It's a simple notation, guys. So in mathematics, hope you remembered, we write it as y equal to f of x. From that notation only this has came, guys. What is y equal to f of x? You know that y is a function of x. That means the value of y is changing with respect to the x. How it is changing? For example, x square plus 5x plus 6. So what is meaning of y equal to f of x is equal to x square plus 5x plus 6? Means that the value of y is changing according to the x. How it is changing? By represented by the equation called as x square plus 5x plus 6. If x is equal to 1, y is equal to how much, guys? If x is equal to 1, y is going to be how much? 1 square, 1. 5 times the 1 plus 6, guys, which is going to be 5 plus 6 is going to be 11. 11 plus 1 is equal to 12. If x is 2, guys, then what will happen? 2 square is going to be 4. 4 plus 10 is going to be 14. 14 plus 6 is equal to 20. If x is equal to 0, guys, if x is equal to 0, I'm talking about. If x is equal to 0, y is equal to nothing but 6. So as the x value is changing, y value is also changing. How it is changing? So defined by the equation called as x square plus 5x plus 6. So automatically the same notation, guys. Even machine learning is also the same thing. Y equal to f of x. So later I'll discuss about, when I discuss about the machine learning introduction, mainly the main concept of machine learning, I'll say the same thing, guys. Y equal to, which is going to be f of x only. Okay, so y will be status, guys, and x will be age, salary, and children. So no worries. Just I'm separating them, guys. So x equal to, very easy, guys. Df of, just I'm selecting the required columns, guys. Age, I'm selecting the salary, and I'm selecting the children. Age, the salary, and children is your x, guys. And y is equal to nothing but, it is your df of, which is nothing but I said status. That's it, guys. This is your data, guys. So I separated the x and I separated the y. But don't think that in real time also we'll do the same way. It's not like that. There will be some other analysis and all these things we have to do, guys. Right now you cannot understand that. So first of all, we have to identify, is this children is having any relationship with the status? So obviously salary will have the relationship with the status, guys. So I cannot say that salary is high. Generally, if salary is high, guys, obviously there are high chances that repaid. Whenever the salary is less only, sometimes they're unable to pay the EMIs promptly, they will delay the loans. They will delay the EMIs sometimes. But whenever the salaries are high, generally, mostly they will repay the loans promptly, guys. So even the age is very high, the salaries are also will be high little bit. So there is some relation, but is the children and status is having some relationship? Yes, we have to find out with the help of something called as some statistical numbers will be there, guys. Some statistical numbers will be there. So we have something called as an correlation. We have something called as an chi-square. We have something called as an f values, p values. So some kind of a relationships will be there. Those the statistical numbers will help you guys. So why the machine learning and data science has been became very popular, because is if even if you don't know what is the correlation formula, you don't require to know, guys. You really don't require to know the formula for correlation. But what is a correlation represents? A correlation is a variable, a statistical number. If you just one example I'm showing, what is going to be correlation variable, guys? So what is the formula for that? What is the formula for the correlation? You need not to worry. A correlation is a variable which represents a value, a statistical number, which exists between -1 to +1. The value will be between -1 to +1, guys. So the whenever it is +1 or whether it is -1, that means the two variables are highly correlated. Whenever it is 0, it is not, they don't have any correlation between the variables. So see there, +1 means it's a perfectly positive correlation. Very simple, positive correlation means if x value increases, y value also increases. If x value decreases, y value also decreases. So that means in which direction the x is moving, the y also moves in the same direction. Negative correlation means opposite. If x value increases, y value decreases. If x value decreases, y value increases. That is what we call it as negative correlation, moves in opposite direction, guys. Can you see? Variable increases or decreases together, variable moves in opposite direction. Zero means there is no correlation is there. There are multiple different types of correlations. So we have something called as Pearson correlations, Spearman's rank correlationships are there. Like this, there are different types of correlations are going to be there, guys. Okay, later we'll discuss about that. What feature selection, feature engineering, all these things we are going to discuss in the later classes, guys. Okay, so X is ready, Y is ready. Now we have to make the machine to study. See, I didn't done even a single line of analysis. But in practical, we have to do some analysis on that. And after that, only we have to give it to the machines. Now, how the machines will learn? Simply, if you feed the data to the machines, machines can't study them, guys. So machines also learn with the help of something called as an algorithms. Yes. So this is a one more question. Yesterday I got from one of the student. Sir, are we going to create the models, or are you going to create the algorithms? Or are you going to use the algorithms? Maximum, we are going to use the algorithms, guys. Even in the real applications also, 80 to 90% of the cases, we have to take the help of existing algorithms. Somebody created, guys, some research people, some research, or the research domain experts, mathematicians. So who was expert in all that areas, they created a team, maybe a team of people, they created some algorithm. So we are going to use that particular algorithm for our problem solution. That's it. So we don't create any new algorithms. We are going to use our existing algorithms only, but we can control them, test. So it is within our control only. We are going to do that. Okay. So I didn't done anything. I didn't done any kind of which is going to be analysis. Directly, what I'm going to do is, let us say that, don't worry. There are different names. Completely, the terminologies will be different here, guys. Compare with the normally in any programming languages, when you move from one programming language to another programming language, generally the terminologies are same, guys, normally. Like what is going to be variables, what are control statements, what are conditional statements, like that. Obviously, everything is going to be almost all same, guys. But here it is not like that. But here it is not like that, guys. It is completely which is going to be different here now. Why? Because it's all about some kind of an what we can see. It's a completely, it is going to be different here, guys. So let me show you what exactly we have to work on that. Okay. So what we are going to do is, let me show you some example here now. So what I'm going to do now, for everything it is going to be Python only, guys. For everything it is going to be Python. Just now I shown you, which is nothing but I shown you about pandas, right? It is going to be something called as n. Now the next library I'm going to use is There is another library called as an sklearn, which we call it as scikit-learn library, guys. So why the Python is very popular in the field of data science and machine learning and all these areas is nothing but, guys, it is nothing but Python is having a lot of built-in libraries are there. See there is another library called as scikit-learn. What is this scikit-learn stands for? Scikit-learn stands for nothing but scientific kit for machine learning, guys. It is going to be scientific kit for machine learning, guys. Okay. So this is going to be nothing but what I can see is the scikit-learn library. It is also nothing but very clearly machine learning in Python. So whenever you want to perform some machine learning in Python, use this library, guys. Okay, fine. So don't worry about all this code again and again. I'm saying from which is going to be sklearn, guys. So there is going to be some libraries. Later I'll tell you. Don't worry about that. So from sklearn.tree, import which is going to be something called as an. There is a algorithm called as a decision tree algorithm. The name of that algorithm is nothing but it's a decision tree, guys. Just a minute. It will pop up automatically. sklearn.tree. From sklearn, there is something called as a tree is there. From the tree, we have to import it actually. It's nothing but decision tree classifier, guys. That's it. And one more also, I just want to see the tree also. So I'm going to say that plot underscore tree. I want to train the model with the help of a decision tree. What is decision tree, guys? Decision tree is nothing but what we can say that one of the a very popular machine learning algorithm. Even that also, if you want to say that, what is decision tree, guys? So decision tree is one of the very popular, which is very popular algorithm, guys. So later we'll discuss about all these things. So mainly the core idea. So it's going to be decision trees and machine learning. Don't worry, what is this supervisor learning algorithm? As I said that it is one of the supervisor learning algorithm that can be used for both classification regressions. What are those? I will tell you later. Okay, the core idea behind the decision tree is recursively split the data sets into subset based on that particular value. Something it is going to be how it will works. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? All these things, what we can say that. So easily we can interpret that. So easy interpretability, flexibility is there. We can just control as you require. And minimal pre-processing is going to be required. But some kind of an issues are there. Overfittings and all these things are there, which we'll see that. We'll see the data classes. So that is the one. So what I did is, guys, just I imported the library. So what I have to do is just we have to create an instance of the class. So model is equal to decision tree classifier. Criterion equal to entropy. So here again, one more question here also. So somebody has raised a doubt saying that, so totally I can answer 3 different questions in this example, guys. One is, sir, is as a non-IT professional, can we learn this data science? Yes. So one question has been clarified. So I think you guys can see who has been from non-IT background. So just check for the code, how much level of coding is required. And second thing is going to be like, as I said that one more thing is going to be, one more thing is going to be, are you going to create a models or are you going to use an existing models? So the second question is, to answer the second question, we are using the existing models. We are going to do it, guys. And third one is nothing but, I just want to clarify one more thing is math. So what is the math behind them? So what is going to be the math behind them? So do you require, actually entropy is a mathematical concept, guys. Even if you don't know what is the math behind them, you have to know. I'm not saying that you should, without knowing that also we can go. Without knowing that also anyone can learn. But whenever we go for the implementation, you can't do the implementation. At least you should know how it will works. Just now I said that correlation. Even if you don't know what is the correlation concept, even if you don't know what is correlation formula, just you have to know that value between -1 to +1. What is +1? What is -1? What is 0? Here also the same thing. What is an entropy? An entropy is a mathematical number or a statistical number which always fall between 0 to 1. Not always. It is going to be, there is a small discussion. It generally, it falls between 0 to 1. Then what exactly it is going to do that? So later we'll discuss. A value is going to be, I know the formula, how to calculate it and all these things, I know it. I'll show you the formula also. Okay. So what is going to be the entropy here now? So I can calculate the entropy and I can do it. But you don't require to write the logic for the entropy, or you need not to write any code for that entropy calculation. Just I'm asking the machine, please use the entropy calculation to build our decision tree. That's it, over. Okay, so now the model is ready. Now this is your model, guys, a machine learning model, what we call it as. Okay, so this is going to be nothing but what I can say is, just a minute. Okay, so this is going to be criterion equal to, I said that it is going to be entropy, guys. So once this is done, now what I'm going to do, guys, just very simple. See how simple it is going to be. So many of the people thinks that generally machine learning means we have to write a lot of code, lot of lines of code, all these things. No need to write any such lines of code, guys. This is what the machine learning is going to be there. Done, guys. Over. That's it, guys. Okay. So this is what the machine learning over, guys. Machine learning is over. Machine has done. Machine has learned something from the data, guys. Just I specified that you please create, you try to learn something about this particular y. What is the y? Status. Okay, the status of the column, the status of the customer based on the what, guys? X. X is nothing but age, salary, and children. And you try to learn something from that particular data there. So just model.fit x comma y. Model has learned, guys. Over. That's it, guys. Only 2 lines of code. Okay, only just which is going to be 2 lines of code only. Only 2 lines of code only we have to write it, guys. But don't think, sir, don't think that, sir, only for these 2 lines of code only the machine learning this much it is going to be huge. We are having a huge demand for the machine learning. Actually, there is a pre-processing will be there, guys. Okay, we have the pre-processing will be there. That is main important. That is the main important for in this particular machine learning concept, guys. Okay, so that is going to be nothing but what we can see. That is the one what we can see as part of the machine learning. Any algorithm is the same, guys. So as it is going to be nothing but what we can see, the one what we can see is this is a way how we have to work with them. Okay, don't worry about that. Now, sir, I want to see what the machine has learned. So do you want to see what the machine has learned, guys? I'll show you the example. Don't worry. This is going to be, I'm writing some extra terminologies I'll use it, guys. So it is going to be nothing but what I'm going to use is, just don't worry. Just I'm going to write some few names I'm going to write in, guys. Just an example. Okay. Just nothing is there. I require one more small, another 2 or 3 libraries I require, guys. Just for a small timing. I'm importing another library. Python is all about libraries only, guys. So maybe some of you have heard about this matplotlib, which is nothing but for data visualization, guys. And I'm also importing one more library also, guys. Just don't worry. For numerical calculations, I'll use this, which is going to be NumPy, is going to be one of the thing I'll use this, guys. Don't worry. I will use this all these libraries later. So this is the way how we have to work with them, guys. Just a small example, just to show the what is going to be, what the model has learned. I want to show you, guys. Whatever the model, I just want to show you that. Just nothing is there. Just I'm decreasing the font size, guys, so that you can see clearly. So I'm decreasing the font size so that you can see clearly, guys. See this? This is what the machine is saying, guys. Observe carefully. If salary is less than 95, try to observe carefully, guys. If salary is less than 95K and if age is less than 24K, then they are delaying the loans. If salary is less than 95K and if age is more than 24 years, then they are repaying the loans. Whenever the salary is more than 95K, they are delaying the loans. Okay, so just an example, I just given that. So for example, we assumed that if salary is high, they will repay the loans. But what is the data is telling is the data is telling a different story. So just we assumed that if salary is high, they will repay the loans. But according to that, what we can see the data is salary is more than 95K. So they are delaying the loans. Maybe what they are doing is they have more higher salaries are there. But what they did is they have taken multiple loans and they are unable to clear the loans. So they are delaying the loans. See there? Can you see that? And you can see something called as an entropy calculation is also there, guys. As I said that because I used the entropy calculation, that is the reason why it is showing entropy of 0.881. Sir, how this number has came? So with the help of this one, guys. So totally there are three delayed are there and 7 repaid are there. Just to show the calculation, guys, how it is calculated, 0.881, how it will come. I know the calculation. 3, it is going to be 7. Total 10 samples are there now. Don't worry. I'll just show the calculation only, guys. You need not to worry about that. If you want to know what is a calculation, this is a calculation, guys. I think now you can understand it. Minus 3 by 10. What is this 3 by 10 actually? 3 by 10 is nothing but the probability. Total 10 samples are there, guys. In that 3 delayed and 7 repaid. So what is the probability of delayed? It is going to be 3 by 10 multiplied by, don't worry, np dot log 2. That means it is nothing but mathematically written as the 3 by 10. That means logarithmic value of 3 by 10 to the base 2, guys. Indirectly, it is nothing but this is a calculation, guys. Just a minute once. I'll show you the calculation. So don't worry. So even if you don't know it also, no problem. It is minus 3 by 7, sorry, minus 3 by 10. Total samples are 10, guys. Into, it is logarithmic value of 3 by 10 to the base 2. That same thing I have writing in a programmatically, we have to write it, right? In programmatically, how to write it? It is nothing but there is a NumPy. NumPy library is there inside the log 2. Log 2 is nothing but base 2. Minus, which is going to be 7 by 10 multiplied by, it is np dot. It is log 2 of, which is going to be 7 by 10, guys. See, the same number has to come, guys. Same number has to come, 0.881, 0.881. So do you want to calculate for this, guys? 1 comma 7. If you want to calculate for 1 comma 7, what is the entropy calculation? It is going to be nothing but total samples are 8. So it will be 1 by 8. 1 by 8 multiplied by logarithmic value of 1 by 8 to the base 2. And then it is going to be 7 by 8. It's going to be 7 by 8 multiplied by, it is going to be nothing but what we have to do is, it is also going to be 7 by 8. So same calculation you want to get in, guys. Execute 0.544. This is 0.5435, rounded off to third position. It is going to be 0.544 is going to be the rounding position, guys. That's it. It's rounded, just rounded to the third decimal point, which is going to be 0.544. I got 0.5435. If I round it off, 0.544, we'll get it. Same thing, you can see the entropy calculations. So that is the way how practically we can understand about this kind of an implementation, what we have to do it, guys. Okay. So that's it. That is going to be the basic implementation of this entropy. So see the difference. I want to clarify that. Even if you don't know what is an entropy calculation, this is not a big formula also, guys. I think you can easily understand that. So whenever there are something like in 3, 7 samples, so 3 delayed and 7 repaid, total samples are 10. So I said that it is minus 3 by 10 multiplied by logarithmic value of 3 by 10 to the base 2 minus 7 by 10 multiplied by logarithmic value of, which is going to be, I think you know this, why it is 0. It is 2 by 2 multiplied by logarithmic value of 2 by 2. So log 2 by 2 is equal to 1. Log 1 is going to be 0. That's the reason entropy is becoming 0, guys. So that is the one what we can say. At least maybe you can understand some practical implementation for that. That's it, guys. This is nothing but what the machine has done. So it is clearly saying that if salary is more than 95K, it is delaying. They will delay the loan. If the salary is less than 95K also, if the age is less than 24 years, they are delaying the loan. If age is more than 24 years, it is going to be repaying the loan. Normally, if it is a small data set, for us, it will take maybe a 5-10 minutes or 15 minutes of time. So it has taken just a few seconds of time too, which is train the model. So this is what the model has been trained. So now the model was trained. Now the model has given some clear insights. Now apply these insights and now you can take a decision. If anyone came more than 95K salary, then I can say that probability they may delay the loan. So don't approve the loan for them. If a person has got which is salary less than 95K, but his age is more than 24, so yes, approve the loan. For the people who are having the age less than 24, so less than or equal to 24, so they may chances that they will delay the loan. We are not saying that they will delay the loan. High chances that they will delay the loan. Why? Because the past customers, I studied them. Generally, the general behavior, no guys. The general behavior only we are studying them. So generally, people's behavior, we cannot predict them, guys. We cannot say that everyone with the same characteristics behave in the same way. There are so many other factors also decide them, guys. Isn't it? We can't decide that which is going to be. So depending on that, we have to decide it, guys. So here we can see this is some kind of a generalized information from the data set. See that if the person has been having a age less than or equal to 24 and having a salary less than 95K, So there is a high chances that they will delay the loan. So don't approve the loan. For the customers whose age is more than 24 and salary less than 95, they will be. See, very simple. If the condition is true, come to the left hand side. If the condition is false, go to the right hand side. See how simple the tree has given. That's the reason why we call it as a decision tree algorithm. Like the different algorithms are there, guys. It's not only one single algorithm. We have a multiple algorithms are there, guys. So depending on our nature of data, depending on the nature of problem statement, so we are going to decide, guys, what type of algorithms we have to use it. Okay, that is what is our expertise, what we are going to learn in our classroom training. So which algorithms are suitable for which type of problem statements? So we seen that classification, we have a regression, we have a supervised, we have an unsupervised learnings. So there are different types of learnings are there. So how to handle those, we'll see practically in our actual course curriculum, guys. Okay. So I think now many of your questions has been, you can clarify them, guys. So mainly the many of the people questions is, sir, without have we have to learn maths? Yes, you have to learn the maths, guys. Based on the maths only, we have to understand how it is working. If anybody asks you to explain, see, if anybody asks you to implement a decision tree, it's very easy. Even if you don't know what is the maths of that also, okay, no worries. But if anybody asks you, so why it is splitting with the help of salary, why it is not splitting by using age, for starting, how it is deciding. If anybody wants to explain, if anybody asks you to explain the concept behind that, then you have to explain the maths behind that. Even if you don't know the formula, I never written any formula for entropy here now. If I know the spelling, if I say like this, guys, if you know the spelling of entropy, that is sufficient. You don't require to know the formula for entropy. For implementation, obviously for implementation. But if you want to understand the algorithm, if you want to explain this algorithm, how it will works, must and should, you should know what is the mass behind them. So what is this entropy? I explained that. So why it has been, if we can see why entropy has become zero, how it will work, how the decision tree works. Okay, all these things we'll discuss practically with the help of the entropy concept only. Okay, so that's it. That's the idea about how we have to implement this application, guys. Okay, so this is what exactly the machine learning concept is there. So obviously everyone is having some questions about like what is machine learning, what is deep learning. So we'll discuss about all these things one by one, one by one. Slowly we'll understand them, guys. Okay, not in a first day itself. One by one, one by one. So obviously everyone having a question like what is generative AI. Even that also I'll just give you guys. I'll just within the demo sessions only, I'll give you a difference between what is AI and what is generative AI. For that also, I'll show you one small applications I'll show you so that you will get a difference between what is Gen AI and what is going to be traditional AI systems also. We'll get to know about them, guys. Okay. So again, that's it from my side, guys. That's it from my side. Just for today. So today, almost all the data, all the time has been taken by our practical implementation. So don't worry about all these things, guys. No need to worry about all the coding and all these things. Later we'll discuss about. I think you guys has got some idea, guys, like how practically we'll implement data science or what about the machine learning. It's not all about programming or it is not all about some kind of a coding techniques, guys. It's not at all related to your programmatical skills. Okay, it's all about whether you are having a 10 years of IT experience or ever having a 0 years of IT experience or you are a fresh graduate or even you are completely from non-IT. Once you come here, guys, so it is everyone is almost all equal because everyone uses the same libraries, guys. So no one says that. So for example, if a person having a 10 years of experience says that, so no, I don't want to use pandas. I will write my own logic. I will write my own code. You can also write the own code, guys. But why should I waste that time? Python is giving a little bit easy applications it is giving you. So see there, directly I said pd.read_clipboard. It directly read the data directly from the clipboard and given the data directly, guys. Isn't it? So that is the way how we have to work with them, guys. Okay. So that's it for the today's session, guys, from my side. So again, as usually, so I want to take some 10-15 minutes of any Q&A from your side. So if you have any questions, guys, you can just feel free to discuss. Yesterday, already many of the questions has been answered one more time. So today also, we'll try to do that, guys.
Yeah. Hi, Vamsi.
Yes, yeah, please.
Yeah, firstly, thanks for your demo.
Yes,
Vamsi, I have a few couple of questions.
yes,
As you're
please.
saying about that machine learning is, means from non-IT background also they can be
Mm,
learning those
mm,
things.
mhm.
So just need to understand how depth you are going to teach us. So as perspective of the interview perspective, so are you going to help us in learning those interview questions, preparing for interviews, that one? And
Yeah.
for and second question is, do we have any certifications associated that we can do it?
Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming to the conceptual understanding. So, see, the thing is, different. The one thing I want to say is here, every participant is not at the same level, right? So, some people are freshers, some people are going to be at an intermediate level with 1 or 2 years of maybe an IT experience or a non IT, or some people may have something around some 10 years of IT experience. So, depending on their level, for example, if we talk about a fresh graduate, if we talk about them, so as part of his interview level, he don't require a more and more in-depth about implementations and all these things. So they will check the interviews, the company will check only for the which is going to be the conceptual, whether the candidate is having the conceptual and implementation knowledge is there or not there. Whereas when you go to a 10 years of experience person, so they will check for either these having some implementation, real implementations, like so how they were able to deploy them or able to create some kind of an APIs, something. That means depending on the level of experience you are showing or experience you are projecting in your resume, so depending on that you have to learn it. So in my training program, to just to satisfy every level, so we are going to go for just end-to-end applications, we are going to do that. But depending on your experience, so whatever the concepts which you require mostly into for example, if you are a 10 years of experience, so as a 10 years of experience, at what level of scope of implementation I have to show? So maybe a little bit of integration with something like an cloud or something. So at a little bit a higher level, you have to go there. So if you are a fresh graduate, only it's not required. So it is going to be up to the basic level of implementation. So depending on your experience, you try to just explore a little bit more on that particular areas rather than just concentrating only on the basics fundamentals. So in my classroom training, conceptually end-to-end process, I'm going to explain them, but we don't concentrate only more on a specific implementation because everyone does not require those particular things. So just according to your requirement, according to your experience and expertise you want to show, so just explore a little bit more on that particular areas. That is my first question, if you want to do that. And the second thing is, right now we don't have any a proper certifications on machine learning. Proper, like we have a Java or something like and from Oracle. We don't have any proper certifications right now. Microsoft is having some certification, but it is not at an expertise level. And nowadays, even companies are also not looking for any certifications based on this machine learning and data science, because we don't have any standard certification program from certifications on this particular machine learning field here. Okay. Uh, that's it. That's it about your two questions. Yes. From this course, we will get some insights on deployment. Yes, absolutely. That is what I just now told you, Rajkumar. We are going to get insights on deployment of models onto the cloud. Just now, I given the same point, Rajkumar. We are going to discuss about that. Yes, absolutely. We'll use some kind of an AWS. We are going to use it. Easy to use. I'm going to take an EC2 machine and we are going to deploy them, deploy our models into that particular EC2 machine, and how to call it also. I'll deploy my model. I will share the link also to you. Everyone can, which is going to be, you can also test that application also, guys. Okay. Practically, you can also test from your machines. You can open the link and you can test my whatever that particular model I deployed into EC2 machine. You can access that application. Absolutely, we are going to do that. Okay, Rajkumar. Right. Will notebook is used in class will be shared with us. Absolutely, Deep. We are going to share this like every day to day. You will be having the class notes like this. Every day to day class notes will be like this. So it is going to be something like, so see, day to day batch timing, 5/5/2025 9:30 p.m. So this is clustering case study. So through the Google Drive, you are going to get the access to this particular. We can get them and you can download them also. You can just download them and you can do that. You can just keep it for you. So these are all going to be some kind of an which is going to be clustering algorithm what we implemented. So if you can see some visualizations I have been got used here now. This is completely from end-to-end project here, guys. From end-to-end project, you can see a lot of libraries are imported. Lot of libraries, pandas and matplotlib we have seen today. sklearn itself, from sklearn only more many of the which is going to be algorithms are there. You can see them. Many of the libraries are imported. So I've taken some airlines data set and we've done some examples on that. Okay. Yes, the notebooks will be shared with you guys, right? One. So will we learn industry related models like customer churn? Absolutely. Market survey, which is common in industry. Yes, we'll learn them, guys. There are common things. This is going to be something called as this is customer segmentation. This example, what we can see is a customer segmentation is what we can see. And we also have the examples, churn, which is going to be customer churn examples. We are going to learn it because there are why we are going to learn them apart from why we are going to learn these common examples here is this is going to be something like this is the same data set, same example what you are talking about. So this is something called as an customer churn data sets only. Easy to learn, we are going to use this kind of a data sets. First of all, we have to understand the data. First of all, if we take some kind of a complex data types, a complex data structures, we cannot understand them. So that is the reason first we have to take some kind of a common data sets, we have to take them. And after that, we are going to work with the different data sets. Okay. I'll talk about that deep once. I'll come back to your question. Where is the children input to the tree? I'll just come back to that. I'll just come back to your question once, please. Okay. Where can we practice AI? Will there be any IDE? Yes, absolutely. We have a Jupyter notebook is there. And one more IDE is going to be nothing but VS Code is there. So you can use any of these particular what we can say about the VS Code. So this is going to be the VS Code. Even in VS Code also, we can implement the same thing, guys. Same VS Code, you can also implement in the VS Code also, we can use it. Generally, I'll use this VS Code for generative AI. This is basically for generative AI. I'm going to use this VS Code applications, guys. Here also, it is all about libraries only, guys. It's all about libraries only. So see there, their libraries are a little bit different. Their libraries are a little bit different. We are going to work with them. It's all about some same thing, which is going to be small lines of code and all these things, what we can do that. Okay. So this is VS Code and the other one is Jupyter Notebook. These are the two IDEs what we are going to use as them. Okay, fine. Yes, Deep, I think I get your question. Also, where is the children input in the tree of example? No. It's actually children is going to be just a minute once. So here, these are going to be what we call it as, these we are going to call it as, these are what we call it as, this is actually an inverted tree actually. This is what we are going to call it as root node. And these are what we are going to call it as the child nodes, what we are going to call it as. So because the root node is going to be the root node, we can see it is going to be divided into, which is going to be something called as a child node. It is going to be gets converting like this. So that is all about how we have to work with this. And that is going to be the way which we have to work on this. Okay. So if you can see, this is going to be child node. So whenever the entropy is equal to 0, that is what we are going to call it as chain node. So here we don't have any, which is going to be something called as what we can say. We don't have anything, some kind of an option like which is going to be chain node. This is going to be something called as the chain node, and this is going to be root node, what we call it as. Okay. So maybe your thinking is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be what we call it as chain node. I'm referring to number of child columns. I'm referring to number of child columns of input data. Okay. So why? Okay. So that is not done like this, guys. Okay. So it is not done like that. It is going to be some, as I said that, no, internally some mathematical concept will be behind with that. So there is going to be something called as a weighted entropy is calculated. Based on that particular weighted entropy, we are going to do that. Okay. So that is what we can say about that. That is a different case. We'll see that in the later applications, we are going to do that. So internally, something called as a weighted entropy. The weighted entropy will decide if you observe one point or not. Once you observe the point or not, in this case, age, salary, and children, 3 features I have given to the system, but system has utilized only salary and age. It didn't use the children at all inside in creating the decision tree. So that means the children is not acting as an, which is going to be any feature here now. So that is not treating it as an input feature there. So why? Because is internally there is some weighted entropy calculation is there. These two are giving the highest information gain. That is the reason why it has been used with the children. So with these two features only, it is sufficient to split the data. That is some information gain, weighted entropy, all this mass come into picture there. Okay, fine. Yes, Ranjit, I have a 9 years of experience QA testing. How this course will be helpful. Ranjit, we'll do one thing. A little bit, we'll discuss offline because your question is related to your experience, right? So we'll do one thing. We'll just discuss according offline. I'll give my contact number and also my email ID also. So you can just reach me out on my WhatsApp number. I'll give it to everyone. And there are some few profiles, agentic AI, machine learning, generative AI. We'll discuss it offline better, Ranjit. I'll give my contact number so that we can just discuss over the call. Okay, fine. Right. Any more questions, guys? Any more related to the course or anything?
Hello.
Specific? Yes, please.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
I just have one question for my personal.
Okay.
So say right. I mean the main purpose what I am looking here is for in my organization we are like pushing to use AI day to day work to improve
Okay.
productivity.
Mhm.
So I thought like okay, let me join the course and understand
Mm.
how actually the generative AI, let's say Copilot. My
Okay.
organization is saying let's
Mm.
use Copilot for day to
Mm.
day
Mm.
to enhance the productivity.
Okay.
As a team lead, yeah, I just want to understand
Mm.
the behind the scene.
Obviously,
Oh,
as a team lead, you need not to understand the implementation. You have to understand the what is the background behind that. Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So my doubt is like, is this
Mm.
course suitable or is there any other course which I should look?
No.
Uh,
Absolutely. This course is going to give you a complete end-to-end. Actually, for learning generative AI,
yeah.
basically you need not to learn much about you should have some knowledge of machine learning, deep learning concepts are required.
Mm,
It's not mandatory. Even if you don't have the idea also, no problem. You can learn generative AI directly.
mm,
So the thing is, if you learn this a concept of data science, machine learning, and all these things, we'll get a complete picture of like how this implementation is going on, how the generative AI applications are working, or how the Copilot is internally working, ChatGPT, how it is working. So all these
mm,
things will come to know like internally what is the procedure, what is the architecture internally, how they will work. So if you know that internal concepts, whether you use a Copilot, whether you use a Google Gemini, whether you use a ChatGPT models, or whether you use OpenAI ChatGPT models, or any other models, or any Meta Llama models, or any Grok or Grook, whatever it may be, the models you use, concept is mechanism is the same. Only thing is you have to understand how they will work. All models will work in the same way.
got
Okay,
it.
so that is the one what we are going to learn in our training program.
Understood. Okay.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes. Project implementation, any specific course area we are going to work on project course area, how will be?
Vamsi,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
here's my question was
Mm,
even like earlier we discussed
mm.
the my organization is also asking us to contribute into the ideas through AI or generative AI.
Okay.
So in that front, I wanted to know if we are going to cover any project implementation so that we'll get end-to-end insights over there and build our confidence while working on any specific project. If yes, then any specific area we are going to concentrate on the
Yes.
project implementation part.
Absolutely, we are going to do that. But how much extent? That means whenever you want to contribute something, ideas to your current project. So how much level? That means what exactly your current project, depending on that. So whatever the concepts you learn. So I don't know what is your current project, what you are working on, right? So you learn something. So generally in your training programs, you know that, right? Generally, we are going to do some kind of a generalized examples. So how to do that? So just combining all these generalized examples. So how can you, which is going to be, how can you implement all these applications? So how much extent we can contribute all these learnings to your project implementation? You have to just explain in that area. That means in that approach, you have to explain in that area if you can. For example, the same application which you are currently working on the project. If I explain the same application here now, then what you can do is you can just explore a little bit more about that and just give a little bit more ideas. I'll give up to some implementation. So you can, is it possible to approach, is it possible to improve this particular approach, or can I extend this into the next level? So like that, you can just do some kind of an exploration or do some kind of research on that, and then you can just get some insights from that, and you can provide those insights to your team.
Okay. Actually,
yes, please. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I close my question?
Yeah, sure, Rajkumar.
Okay.
Yeah,
So another question is, as it's an organization level ask. So they are asking to come up with the ideas at the organization level. It can be anything, okay, which can be used in other areas as well. That was the reason my question was.
Yes.
On the project level, it is not yet come.
Okay.
But the organization level, that is the expectation from the
Sure.
person who is having 10 plus years experience.
Yes, absolutely. So what you can do is just try to find out at organization level what are the different tasks you are performing. Okay. So just try to, that means you know that, right? So some type of work is going to be a little bit, that means you will feel something like, okay, why not this kind of an approach? Why they are using this kind of an implementation? So some type of task which you do it at organization level, so it is going to be some little bit complex way they are doing that. So you can just search for that kind of an, just because you are already having an experience, so you can find it off. So try to just find out like where these particular issues are coming, which task can be automated, or which task can be make a little bit easy for ourselves. So just try to avoid the manual work. Basically, the AI is nothing but, instead of taking some hours of time, just we want to make it within a few seconds of time or few minutes of time. So try to find out that kind of an approaches, and we can do that. So now I'll tell you one simple example. I think nowadays, you know that like new joinees will be there. So they will conduct some induction program. So how much it is going to be, the HR team, the lot of various departments, they will conduct 1 day of induction program. Nowadays, what the companies are doing is no induction programs. Everything is going to be, they are developing some kind of an generative AI application. So directly they'll give the generative application to the joinees. Any question you ask there, that is going to give you the complete task end-to-end process. It is going to tell you. Just an example like that. You try to just find out different types of scenarios in your company at your enterprise level. Right?
Okay.
Fine. Yes.
Hi, Vamsi. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good
So
morning.
my question is, I have two questions. So you mentioned generative AI. So creating such kind of generative AI application, we can be able to do after this course, like
Yes.
that we'll be learning slowly how we
Yes.
can create based on the already designed algorithms. Like what I got here is like example, decision tree is algorithm. We are creating it as a model and fitting with our X and Y our data, and that is generating the prediction or whatever we call, right? So this is in general.
It's actually wrong. Actually, whatever we have done is not a generative AI application. It's a discriminative AI application.
Correct. It's giving other kind of data, not generative. Some prediction, some pattern. It is
yes, absolutely. It will find out the patterns and all these things.
But how we are finding the pattern using, we are calling a model fitting into our data. So that is what is happening right now. Okay, in the Gen AI, this will be a different thing that maybe later we'll come to know. My second question is like someone being a Python developer, right? So these algorithms, they are written in the Python, or which is the language mainly?
Maximum they will written by using Python only.
Okay, so how good are the chances for a good Python developer to start actually contributing to writing the algorithm? Like how they should go forward with this?
Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. So as if you want to contribute something to the algorithm development, it's not only Python programming. You need not to be Python expert for that. You need not to be Python professional for that. Mainly, you should be expert in 3 areas. One is computer skills. The second one is a domain knowledge, and the third one is a statistician. So you must be a good statistics. You must be good in maths and stats. You should be good in domain knowledge, and you should be having a good knowledge of which is going to be the computer skills. So if you have the 3 expertise with this, then you can contribute something to this one. So that depends. That means, see, today if you join a company, for example, maybe with a 2 years of experience. So initially you don't contribute, but over that time period, because over that time period, obviously, they will provide you the trainings on stats, maths, and how you will be also knowing like how the development is taking place. Some companies, what they will do is they will develop their own algorithms. So these, for example, the stock market, these companies will be there. They will develop their own algorithms. So you can contribute to that kind of an, you can join in that company if you get a job in that companies. So you can also contribute something to that development of that particular the algorithms. But for that, you should be good, have a good math, this one. And generally companies also look for the people who are having PhDs. Basically, if you want to contribute something to the these particular algorithms development, if you see some job roles in Naukri, so if you want to become a senior data scientist of 20-25 years of experience, that says that you require a PhD on the domain, whatever the domain you are working with that. So because a lot of research is required, so development of algorithm is not that much easy. As of my knowledge, it requires somewhere around 8 to 9 years of experience on this field. Then you can become a real data scientist to create a algorithms by your own.
Okay, so let's say we don't go to the creating the algorithm or contributor. So, like as a software engineer, like what we can do, like apart from contributing in the company, can we design our own applications using the different algorithm and do some fruitful
Yes,
creating
yes.
some product, something like can
Yes,
we
yes.
do with
Yes,
the
yes,
already
absolutely.
existing algorithms?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, absolutely. I've done the same thing, right? For example,
okay,
see, this is one example which we use it in a banking applications.
okay.
Okay, so but the data is not that much small, right? The data is very huge. So in that cases, we cannot do that. So take the help of the machines, do a lot of analysis on that, make the machine to learn, verify, check it out, how much extent it is learned properly, is it working correctly or not? All these things we have to. It's not like in 5 minutes, 10 minutes task actually. In real time, it will take some time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It is going to take at least, because a lot of research has to be gets done on the data also. Then only we can feed the data to the machines, basically. Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
thank you.
Right. Okay. Still, I think some more questions has been came, guys. I think most of the questions. Yeah, I'll go through the course curriculum tomorrow. Sure, I'm going to do that course curriculum tomorrow. Okay. And apart from that, I'll also share my contact number, guys. Please text me. Actually, from last 2 days, I'm suffering from viral fever. Only one batch because we scheduled the this one training program. This is a demo, so we don't want to cancel the demo. So I'm taking this even up to last night also. I was having a high fever. Day before yesterday also high fever. Last minute I have a thought of canceling the training, but demo sessions, if I cancel the demo on the first day itself, it will be having a negative impact on the training program. So that's the reason why I just give me a 1 or 2 days of time, guys. I will speak to everyone. I will speak to everyone. But you can text me. Better you can text me. I think yesterday somebody has called me, but I didn't lifted the phone yesterday. But give me a time. Just text me, guys. I'll try to respond, but not immediately. That is my contact number, guys, and this is my mail ID also. Just 1 or 2 days. Just give me a time. Just I was able to recover now. I was just recovering now itself only. Okay. From last 2 days, I was having a high fever, so unable to answer your questions. So this is my contact number and that is my mail ID. So you can text me, guys. Better to text me. In the case if you want to talk over the call, I can just give you my time so that we can just start we can discuss over the call also, guys. Okay. So thanks for today. I just given my contact number 8008077117 is my contact number, guys. Please make a note of that. And if you have any questions, please reach me on my contact number, guys. Okay. Thanks for today. Tomorrow and after tomorrow also, we'll just discuss about the training program and all these things. We discuss about that so that you will also get to know about. So technical aspects, you got the knowledge, you understood the technical concepts. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow, the course curriculum, the schedule and all these things we'll discuss about that. So that we'll complete our demos and I will start with our regular training, regular training program.
Can we get a demo for Gen AI also? Like
yes, yes. I'll give you. Yeah, I'll give you. Maybe
sure.
Tomorrow, today, the demo sessions only, I'll give you the GenAI discussion also. I'll do that. First, I'll do this, complete of this. Then one day for generative AI. Okay, fine. That's it for today, guys. Just for today, we'll stop it here. And thanks all of you for attending the demo session. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time with the same link, guys. Thanks all of you for today, guys.